Welcome to this explainer. Have you ever felt completely torn between conflicting inner impulses? Like there's a literal tug of war happening right inside your own mind? Well, if so, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating psychological framework. It's called Internal Family Systems, or IFS for short. And we are going to meet the incredible cast of characters that live right inside your head.
So why do we self-sabotage when we know better? It's an incredibly relatable question, isn't it? I mean, one part of you desperately wants to check off every single task on your to-do list, right? And yet, another part insists that what you really need to do right now is order a pizza and doom scroll social media for 3 hours. It definitely feels like self-sabotage. But as you'll see, it's actually an intricate system of inner protection.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start by meeting your inner team, then break down the roles of the fiercely loyal managers and firefighters. We'll uncover the vulnerable exiles they are protecting, introduce the calm CEO known as the self, and finally, learn practical tools for unblending and achieving lasting inner harmony.
Section 1. Meet your inner team. Welcome to the cast of characters running your mind.
To really grasp this concept, imagine your mind as a bustling inner office, or even a movie cast, where everyone has a very specific and sometimes clashing job to do. Internal Family Systems, or IFS, views the mind as exactly that, a team of parts. So the crucial point here is that none of these parts are inherently bad, even the ones that make you procrastinate or lash out in anger. They each have a purposeful job, literally designed to shield you from emotional pain and help you navigate life.
Just listen to this radical core mantra of IFS. Every part has a vital job, and every part deserves compassion. I mean, wow. When we stop judging ourselves for those conflicting impulses and actually start bringing radical compassion to our own inner team, that is when true healing begins. Section 2. Managers and Firefighters. The fiercely loyal, hard-working protectors. You can think of these parts as your inner bodyguards. They're working behind the scenes to shield you from being overwhelmed, hurt, or re-traumatized. And, they have absolutely incredible intentions. But, as we're about to see, their methods can sometimes be a little bit extreme. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast in how these two protectors operate. On one hand, our managers are proactive. They're the ones carrying the clipboard. They use perfectionism, people-pleasing, and overthinking to control your environment so you just never feel pain in the first place. On the other hand, we have the firefighters, and they are intensely reactive. When the manager's plan fails and pain flares up, the firefighter charges in with emergency distractions. We're talking binge eating, impulse shopping, just totally numbing out. The manager is terrified of the firefighter's chaos, and the firefighter, well, they think the manager's way too slow to stop the pain.
Section 3. The vulnerable exiles. The hidden emotional core driving the protectors.
Exiles are your most tender parts. They are quite literally locked away in the basement of your psyche to protect you from reliving past pain, shame, or trauma. You can almost think of them as inner children, just frozen in time at the exact moment they were first hurt.
These exiles, they hold intense sadness and fear. They carry these incredibly heavy burden beliefs like, I'm not good enough, or I'm unlovable. And honestly, this is exactly why your protectors work so hard. The very moment an exile's deep emotional pain threatens to surface, say you get a super critical email at work, that is the exact second a manager might demand you stay up all night perfecting a presentation. Or a firefighter might urge you to abandon it entirely, rush out, and binge watch a whole TV series.
Section 4. Leading with the self. The calm CEO of your internal system.
So if managers, firefighters, and exiles are out there running the show, who exactly is supposed to be in charge? Well, that would be the self. The self is the absolute deepest essence of who you are. It's not just another part trying to grab the steering wheel. It is your unburdened core. It's this wise, compassionate leader that has the inherent capacity to actually heal your exiles and guide your protectors.
And when the self is present, it exhibits these specific qualities, which are often called the 8 C's of self-leadership. We've got curiosity, calmness, compassion, clarity, courage, creativity, confidence, and connectedness. When your inner team senses these qualities, when the self is finally the one in charge, those exhausted managers and frantic firefighters can finally safely just relax.
Section 5. Unblending and building trust. Practical steps to regain self-leadership.
Now, to understand unblending, we first have to talk about blending.
Blending happens when a part completely takes over your consciousness. You don't just feel anxious. You fully believe, I am this anxiety. You don't just feel angry. You think, I am this anger. It's like you're suddenly wearing someone else's emotional glasses, and absolutely everything in your world looks distorted and overwhelming through their specific lens.
Let's see how this builds out into a real process. How do we actually take those glasses off? This is unblending. First, you name the part. Say, a part of me feels anxious, rather than, I am anxious. Second, locate exactly where you feel it in your body. Third, turn toward it with genuine curiosity, not judgment. And fourth, use visualization to create a little space. Just imagine that part stepping back slightly, so you, the self, can take the stage.
Okay, once you've unblended, you have to build trust with those fierce inner bodyguards, because they're not going to step back unless they trust you. So here is the blueprint. Recognize them, approach them with curiosity, and, this is absolutely crucial, validate their good intentions. Tell your inner critic, hey, thank you for trying to protect me from failure. Then reassure them that yourself is fully capable of handling life, and invite them to collaborate rather than control. You are basically showing them they just don't have to work so hard alone anymore.
Section 6. Achieving Inner Harmony. Transforming your mind from burdened to unburdened.
In a burdened system, we've got controlling managers, destructive firefighters, and totally terrified exiles. But when you achieve an unburdened, self-led system, these parts, they don't disappear, they transform. That harsh manager becomes an organized collaborator. That impulsive firefighter becomes a wonderful source of playful, healthy adventure and spontaneity. And those frozen exiles, they become joyful, sensitive, and connected.
The real-life benefits of this unburdening process are truly profound. You get genuine emotional balance. You'll experience way fewer extreme defensive reactions to everyday stressors. Your relationships are going to improve because your internal battles have finally subsided. You unlock creative growth and really pave the way for deep, lasting healing. Remember, no part has to be eliminated. They're simply given a new, much healthier role.
Now, keep this in mind. Trust doesn't blossom overnight, but as your protectors learn that you can handle life's emotional roller coasters, they really will gradually step back. It takes patience. You are renegotiating relationships that have been in place, sometimes literally since childhood, so be gentle with your inner system.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Next time you feel an extreme reaction bubbling up, whether it's the urge to aggressively over-prepare or the urge to completely numb out, just pause, look inward. Which part of yourself will you choose to meet with compassion today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy healing to you and your entire inner team.